Hey, it's Honey, and I have a treat for you. My really great friend Duke, or should I say the Grim Reaper from Tennessee Macabre. Him and his new cast are going to be on the show tonight. We're going to hear all kinds of new things about his show and what's going on. He's on YouTube, Tennessee Macabre. You don't want to miss that. And he's got like over 20,000 followers already. They're doing amazing, and they show some of the coolest movies. So you're going to love this. You're going to love them. I was on one of their shows. We tried to zoom me in. Long story. We talk about it in the podcast. So let's have some fun. Hey, it's Honey Gregory, and welcome to my channel, Perpetual Learning. I'm doing double duty tonight. Whoop, whoop. So I've got some really cool horror host people on here. My favorite Duke from the Tennessee Macabre. So, hey,
Hello,
Duke.
honey. How are you today?
Hey, look at you. You're looking kind of dead. What's wrong with
Well,
you?
I'm not dead. I am pigmentally impaired.
Little challenged, huh, with the
A
skin
little
tone.
bit challenged, yes. Not a lot of pigment there. One of the occupational hazards of being the Grim Reaper.
The Grim Reaper.
Let me introduce you to some of my castmates.
I'd love that.
Uh, Robert Renfield,
Ooh,
who
Renfield.
we broke out of an asylum someplace, and he keeps talking about the master. We're not really sure about that. And then the world famous werewolf hunter,
You
Louis.
get that right. You get that right. You make sure and say it right.
Werewolf hunter. I love it. And so
Yes.
we've got the bug
Right out
eater.
again, werewolf.
We got the bug eater and the wolf hunter.
The wolf hunter. Yes. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
All
So,
right.
woo, I love it. And so, all right, guys. So tell me about your show and what you're doing on there.
Well, as you know, we host classic horror movies.
Of course. That's
And
you and I both like that, Reaper. We like that.
we love that.
Yes,
Yes,
we do,
yes, we
especially the
all
black
love
and
that.
white ones.
Yes, yes. Um, the next show coming up, well, when this podcast comes out, it will already be up on our YouTube channel.
Okay.
Twins of Evil.
Ooh.
We just shot that last weekend. Classic
Ah.
Hammer horror. And then in the month of May, we got a little Cinco de Mayo special.
All
We got an
right.
El Santo double feature.
And we all get the spirit.
Get in the
That's right.
spirit.
Or
Get
the
in the spirit
spirit.
or drink some spirit. I don't know.
Deep in the spirits.
Yes.
Deep in the spirits. Well, Grim Reaper, didn't I appear on one of your shows?
You did indeed. And you need to come back.
Well, I'd love to.
We love having you.
Yeah,
We
it
enjoy
was.
this, Victor.
It was kind of awkward trying to
Yes.
do it from my camera here. I don't know that it turned out very well, but it
It
was
actually
challenging.
turned out quite well.
Did it?
We sort of green screened you in, and it worked pretty good. It was sort of like a I Dream of Jeannie type thing.
It was hilarious. Oh my gosh. So tell me about what happened to your other cast? Because these two gentlemen are new. So what happened to your other players?
Well, Neil started, or Deke started this show with me.
He was
Almost
the one that
10
always wore the leather jacket, right?
leather jacket.
Mm-hmm.
10 years ago, October, that we started doing this. And he's kind of moved on to some other projects,
Okay.
which is a fancy way of saying that the aliens come back and kidnapped him again. Either that or Ravinia shot him with the silver bullet. We're not entirely sure what happened with Deke. He just disappeared.
Just gone. Poof, vanished.
And Ravinia had some issues with him. He was quite a womanizer.
Well, I mean, How could he not be with her around? She is the most buxom woman I've ever met.
Absolutely, absolutely. So he's gone now, and we hope he comes back someday. Ravinia is mixing a potion that has to be mixed tonight, so she couldn't come.
Is it the
The
moon's just
phases of the
right for her?
moon and all that stuff, you know.
Something about
Well,
her
you know how
kidneys
those
got a
witches
deal.
are. They gotta follow the stars and the moons and stuff in the
That's
sky.
right.
That's what they say. Oh my gosh, she's lovely. I just love her to death.
Yeah, yeah. I guarantee you that the potion spills on her and eats her blouse down past the neckline.
I swear, when she came up to me at the last convention, I was like FrankenCon last year.
Uh-huh.
I was like, dang, my gosh. I mean, her chest got there about 5 minutes before the rest of her did.
Yes, it does.
I was like, damn, girl. I look like I had like nubs standing up next to her. She's amazing. I love her.
She is. I love the fact that she's not here, but her boobs are here in spirit.
Right?
Her boobs are here in spirit.
How could they not be? Bless her heart. Poor little thing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
But
all I got to say is poor dead John.
Do what?
Yeah. Poor
dead
John.
John. Yeah.
So what is the deal with Tingler? Tingler's no more. You guys don't get to be on Tingler anymore.
Tingler is still out there.
Okay.
They are still showing shows. They have a YouTube channel,
they
and they have a stream television channel.
Oh, because I thought they had completely shut everything down last year.
They shut down the Roku.
Okay.
But they're still doing some stuff.
Yeah.
But we decided to strike out on our own and really push our own YouTube channel.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed you got like 23,000 subscribers now.
Yes, we do.
How'd you manage that? What's your trick? Is that all your marketing skills?
We have been working our tails off.
Threatening to kill people with the Reaper as the Reaper?
Yeah. Threatening to rape people. Yeah.
Cut you down. You better subscribe.
Mm-hmm. But we've done a lot of Renfield. Were you going to say something?
Yeah, tell us about you.
Well, my name's Robert Renfield, and as you could probably expect, they don't let me out much. But
gotta have those padded sail, huh?
Yeah. Turns out, happy spring. Who knew?
Happy spring.
Well, we let him out every once in a while.
But I just kind of have to go where they tell me most of the time.
Do you prefer to eat flies or spiders?
Well, it's more of a we've got it down to sort of a meal. It's just
At
this point, if you don't mind.
Woo.
It's kind of a trail mix.
A trail mix.
Situation at this point.
Right. A trail mix of whatever you can find outside on the ground. Trail mix.
It's spring. He's going to find a lot of creepy crawlers right now. So it's a buffet.
A buffet of creepy crawlers.
They're abundant in this place. Whatever this place is.
Y'all are so funny. Oh.
So, the cast of Tennessee Macabre is kind of an expanding venture, and it has been the whole time. And it changes and it morphs, and we add cast members as cast members leave. Mm-hmm. And that's how Louie came to us.
Hi,
Why don't
Louie.
you tell her about yourself, Louie?
Yeah, we took and met at, I think it was FrankenCon, the second year that they had it.
Yeah.
And we took and been friends with it ever since. And I worked with Tingler Television as well, doing some prop work for them and helping them host some shows. But most of them, we take and they asked me to come along and help out and be one of the characters on the show. And so, hi, y'all. I'm Louie.
Ooh, so what is Louis? What's his spookiness? So he just goes through the woods, like a Bubba through the woods,
Louis
looking
got
for werewolves.
Louis looking for everything, and werewolves is one of them.
Ah,
He takes and he spent some time down in Louisiana, and while he was there, he took and got a fever for hunting for werewolves. Yeah, that's
how
the
many of
right
you
word.
bagged so far?
Um, well, it's not about how many you bag; it's how many you know where they're at, right?
Oh, you got silver bullets in your pocket?
A few. I also got Renee on my side. He hides out and he don't come out very much and very often, but he's the muscle that rides around with me. You won't see him very often. You
Okay.
mostly, yeah. A few silver bullets. Got a slingshot to go with them, so I'm all set.
Well, oh
So,
my
a
goodness.
word of caution about Renee. He's not here, is he? He's not in
Not at the moment.
earshot. Okay.
Not near shot.
Is he
I don't
invisible?
smell him.
Is he
Renee
invisible?
is a skunk ape.
Skunk ape.
Yes. That is the Cajun version of Bigfoot.
Oh, okay, because I smell bad. Okay, I get it. I get it.
He's very sensitive about his
He
smell.
don't. Yeah.
Don't go there.
Oh,
It's atrocious.
oh. Well, if you live in the woods, you never shower.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
He's
happens.
got all kinds of ponds and lakes that he gets to jump into. He was over here in the cow field 2 days ago, swimming around that pond trying to get all cleaned up. So he should be good.
In the pond. Yum. I bet he smells lovely. What happened to the puppet? The puppet guy?
He passed away.
Oh,
Yeah.
like for real?
For real.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
The guy that played Dingbat,
Mm-hmm.
Teddy Wittenberger, and this was Teddy had Dingbat. A word about Dingbat. Our original horror host in the area was Dr. Shock, and his mascot was Dingbat. And Teddy got with the original creator, who was still alive, and reconstituted Dingbat.
Oh, wow.
Teddy would have been turning handstands to have been on your show.
Aw.
But Teddy had some health complications
Aw.
and passed away about it. Well, it's a little over a year and a half ago now.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
Yeah, well, I knew that I didn't think you did, and we're always happy to talk about Teddy. I mean, Jason or Renee or Louie and Renfield never got to work with him, but I
Okay.
worked with him quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. I
I
remember
knew him
some of
from
them.
several of the shows and cons we'd met him, and
Yeah, yeah,
I knew Dingbat. So
yeah, yeah, and he was a trip.
yeah.
Yeah, it's some pretty funny stuff.
Yep.
You guys are always funny. Crack me up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, the first time I worked with him, I was not on stage. I was managing the theater that they worked at. And you got to remember, in the 60s and 70s, Dr. Shock and Dingbat were, Elvis was right here. Dr. Shock and Dingbat were about ½ inch below Elvis.
Oh, wow. That's pretty high standards there.
Pretty high standard. My mother-in-law called me over. She was talking to this gentleman, and she said, "Duke, you want to talk to this guy?" And so I started talking to him, and he said, "I used to go fishing with Dingbat." And I thought the man was joking, but he proceeded to tell me fishing stories about him and Dingbat back in the 70s.
No way. What?
He was dead cold serious.
The master speaks highly of Dingbat too. Well, what he said was that the show's really gone downhill the last few months.
Well, you tell the master he can suck it. Well, I guess he does all the time. So
don't give him permission.
So I'm assuming the master is, and I'm gonna butcher this word. I always do. Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
No, I always say it wrong.
That was close. Close. Dracula.
Nosferatu.
He's gone by many names.
But yeah, Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies, Count Alucard, Count Dracula.
Oh, keep going. He loves this.
Oh yeah, I bet, right.
Prince of Darkness. Gary Oldman.
Something sparkly, right?
Huh?
He's something sparkly.
Sparkly.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the master.
Well, we all have our own gods, don't we?
Yes, we do.
What else do you expect Renfield to have?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, y'all are hysterical.
I love your background.
Will you like my new thingy I made?
I do. I really love that.
I thought it turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
And all the classics on there. Well, those are the ones that I really like, is the old black and white classics, because they're not bloody, gory, or creepy.
Right.
It's just a little spooky ooky, you know.
They tell a story. There's always a story. And sometimes when you get into some of the more modern horror, the body horror and the blood and gore, they don't really have much of a story.
That's what I was telling Bronson last night. We did a podcast, and he was talking about the difference between porn and horror. And I said, "What difference?"
Yeah.
I said, one you just throw a little blood splatter on, and you call it horror, right?
Yeah.
When you get your 80s horror and stuff like that, it was boobs, blonde, and blood, and most of them, everybody was at a teenage camp or at a party and getting murdered and killed in one way or another. And it was, I fell. I'm dead.
Yeah. That's why I like the old ones. I mean, it's not the only genre of movies that I enjoy, but if I'm going to watch scary movies, I prefer the classics, because I feel like there's still that occult vibe to it, but it's not creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I disagree. Creepy. Our first and our favorite, House on Haunted Hill. That's
yeah.
That's
I haven't seen that in a long time. Mm-hmm.
I tell you, the one that creeped me out the most, because used to, this was an entirely local show, and I would go down to the local radio station that had cable access on Saturday night and put the show on at 10 o'clock. And then go back down at midnight and pull it off. Had to do it by hand. You couldn't pre-record it. It's an old radio station.
Long time ago, yeah.
And we showed this Curse of the Doll People, which is a Mexican horror movie.
Mm.
And it's one of the creepiest little horror movies that you ever want to see, because what happens is they give these people this voodoo priest is exacting revenge on these archaeologists that dug up an idol. And the way he does it is he leaves a doll for their kids, and the doll turns into this very small killer. And they pull out this thing that looks like a hat pin, and they go kill their target. And I watched that, didn't think anything of it. I've been watching horror movies since I was 10 years old, and I got down to that radio station. It's about 2 miles from the nearest house, and it's down on the Tennessee River at midnight. And I was creeped out. I don't mind telling you.
Were you like checking everything out?
I was looking around the corner. That's right. That's right.
Gosh, see, that's why I don't like them, because I have nightmares, and I don't know. They're just too. Well, being a Christian too, it's like, oh, those are so demonic, I can't do it, and then you can't stop watching it once you start, because how people are. We just go, we got to see what we don't need to see.
Gotta see it.
Gotta see it. But that's why I try to focus on these. Now, there's some 80s horror I don't mind,
Yeah.
But it seems like in the 80s, they just went over the edge.
Well, in the 80s, you had the made-for-video market that came into being. Mm-hmm. And it was a lot
beta tape. Beta
What?
tape. Beta tapes and
Beta
VCRs.
tapes,
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
VCRs.
Yep.
And a
On
lot of
demand.
these a lot of these movies that we think of from the 80s, they weren't made to survive on the big screen. They were made to take home as videotape and
Straight to
sneak
video.
past your parents and watch them.
Mm-hmm.
And there wasn't a lot of quality in some of them, and
Well,
there
the
wasn't a
video
lot of
stores didn't have enough if they just went with, your A-lister, movies. They
exactly.
didn't have enough to lease out to people. They had to have that straight to video kind of cheap, quick turnaround
Yeah,
kind of movies.
and
Hence
that
our B level horror comes in.
Or C.
you see,
Yeah.
yeah,
Some
and
of them are way down there.
those movies were made to appeal to 18 or 17 to 25-year-old boys.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's what you were
Which they
saying a
did.
minute ago, right? What was it? The three B's or something
The
there?
three
Blood,
B's, yes.
boobs, and
3B.
beach or something.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's right.
3B.
Oh my goodness. Oh goodness.
So we've shown a few of those 80s movies. We showed one called Elf not too long ago,
Elf.
and it was fun. Some of them are better than others.
Now, are you
Um,
just showing the ones that are in public domain, or you guys still, or you have the ability to show other films?
so when you go to YouTube, um, there are some films that are not in public domain, but their owner allows them to be shown on YouTube.
Oh,
Okay. So it's not like broadcasting them. If you're broadcasting them, it's a totally different thing. And there are certain films you just can't touch or you'll get sued. But YouTube will tell you when you upload it. They'll come back and they'll say, "Hey, this is a copyright strike. You can't show this."
right. When you're trying to
And,
upload it, yeah.
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 Huh.
So, and
Because
if
there's a
it
lot of
is,
movies on there. I mean, and I'm
yeah,
always like, how do these random people get to show all of these? There's a lot of mainstream movies on there.
yes, yes, you would be surprised at how many mainstream movies particularly from the 60s and 70s, that the owners allow to be shown on YouTube
For free.
for free.
The,
Yes.
the master was heard to remark that Stephen King,
Uh-huh.
I just found this out today. Stephen King apparently licensed some of his older, shorter, more obscure stories for $1 to film students so that they could be made. And he's gonna stop doing that. He's been doing it for a period of several years. I don't remember what the names were, but there's a couple of films. It's been going on long enough that a couple of films from that program have been renegotiated, of course, but they're going to be like A-list Hollywood releases or
Oh,
have
wow.
been recently and soon. Yeah,
That's
Wow.
cool.
he let some of his stories out for $1 so that film students could use it, and he's done it enough that some of those films have actually made it to Hollywood.
Yeah.
It was a very
For a
cool thing
buck.
for him to do, I think.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. The modern master of horror.
Totally.
So, are you
His-
guys doing any shorts or film stuff yourself for your for your channel, or you're just doing the hosting?
Right now, we're just doing the hosting. There's always been talk of doing
Lots of
some
things
short.
on the table.
Yeah, yeah, doing some shorts, maybe doing a feature length independent film, and that's always on the burner. It's one of those things that it takes a lot of time, and money is nice too. But there are some things that Blake and I in particular have talked about that we could do, like one set. House on Haunted Hill is a classic example. House on Haunted Hill is a one set movie. So, and there are no special effects. So the big nemesis that we have is set and special effects, because that's where the money comes in.
Yeah.
We will act for free.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's some question about whether it's worth what we pay for it. But
Well, you know, like they say, you get what you pay for, right?
you get what you pay for.
It's
But
free.
we're all willing to act. Uh, Several of us write, and Blake has some experience directing, so that's
Makeup.
something that may come about. And you have some experience directing. That's something that may come about in the next year or two. Blake and I are kicking it around. Jason and I have talked about it some. So that's something that may, and we have some excellent musicians on staff too. Robert Renfield's alter ego is a wonderful musician. And Professor Gilman, who couldn't make it tonight, his alter ego has a cowpunk band
Oh,
and has played punk music for years,
oh
all of
wow.
his adult life. So we have some musical talent. Scoring, it's not going to be difficult. Sound effects, Foley, all that we can do in the house. Um, it's just coming up with a script and a set. And I think we've got a way to do
You always have a way to figure stuff out. You're always that guy.
that. Well, I do what I can.
You're that guy. Like,
It's one of the wonderful things about this work. Um, of course, I always say, even 20 years ago, we couldn't have done Tennessee Macabre because we couldn't have afforded the equipment. We couldn't have done the editing.
yep.
So computers make this part, just like this show. You're interviewing us from
Yep.
many miles away.
Many.
You know,
Yeah.
none of us are in the same location.
Yeah.
20 years ago, this would have been impossible to do.
Oh, I know, right?
So there is a lot now that is real possible
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't. We can shoot a film and get it on the Roku channel. I mean, that's real doable.
Is it that easy to do? Put it on Roku?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I just don't have any idea how this works.
There are several channels out there that are looking for the same type. You're going to see the same. You're beginning to see it now. The same sort of horror boom that you had with VHS tapes and with drive-in movies. You've got a lot of regional horror production with drive-in movies. You're going to see that same sort of thing with Roku.
So many local film fests and competitions going on, like around the area, Knoxville and Chattanooga, Atlanta, and everything like that. They have so many of them that people there are filling these spots of like PAs and productions and everything else like that, making their own films in their backyard and submitting it to these places. And people are starting to look at these film fests for inspiration.
Oh, wow. I need some folks. I need to get something done, don't I?
Well, come do it with us.
I know. Well, you know,
but
you know better than anybody that I've come down there before, and
Yeah.
people say one thing and a different thing happens. So,
Well, we don't. So if we tell you to come down, if that's what we wind up doing, and you want to come down and do it, and we tell you we're going to do it, we will.
well, was it last year or year before last? I came down, spent like over $1,000, and
I know.
things didn't happen. I mean, you
I
tried
know.
really hard, and I so
Yeah.
appreciate you, but
Yeah.
things didn't happen that were supposed to happen, and it was very expensive and disappointing. And so now I'm like a little gun shy.
I get it. I get it. I get it. And
Why
I don't blame
bother?
you. Yep.
Well, I had like an idea for a short the other day, and I'm like, should I write it? Because I'm so not a big horror person. You know me.
Mhm.
Because I like so many movies, but this idea for a horror movie came in my mind, which is crazy because my vigilante movie that I wrote
Uh-huh.
it's basically a horror movie, that
Sounds
has
like it.
action in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Oh, well.
Have you
I think
ever
you-
seen a movie called The Town That Dreaded Sundown?
Town That Dreaded Sundown. No, I don't remember that.
Okay, it was a movie that come out probably in 1975. And I was 9 at the time. And the commercials were all over the TV. And it just scared the bejesus out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was based on a real life vigilante in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, this movie petrified me. This and Frogs. And I've never seen The Town That Dreaded Sundown to this day. And I didn't watch Frogs till I was in my 40s.
Oh, wow.
And it was advertisements from both of them that just really petrified me. But what's really funny is that in college, I dated a girl that came from Little Rock and had grown up with this story. And everybody in Little Rock knew who it was. It was a real story, but nobody could prove it.
Oh.
Or nobody would prove it.
Yeah. Wow.
So, but your story Vigilante made me think about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a horror movie, and it's definitely a vigilante movie.
Yeah, I think of mine as kind of like a cross between vigilante and kind of superhero.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it was a female Batman versus a female Charles Bronson was set loose on killers.
Okay. I'm trying to work out what a female Charles Bronson would look like.
Well, she's just
A
a
little bit
badass
scary.
B-I-T-C-H. But she's
with this woman being this bad and this just good at doing what she's doing, can you imagine what the villain's going to be like?
It's a bunch of villains. She takes out several.
It would take a group.
Yeah, it's a
grindhouse movie.
It's like
okay.
She takes out several people that are all in a group, I guess you would call it. Part of a. Did you ever see? No, there was my favorite comic hero, female superhero is Rosenthorn.
Yes,
and she was always after was it the 100 or something like that? So it's kind of like they're not mobsters, but they're like a group, like a close knit group like that.
Ooh, that sounds like an intriguing movie.
One of these days.
Grindhouse movie. Sounds like something Quentin Tarantino would make.
See, he should, because this would be totally the right movie for him.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. Your task is to introduce me to him.
Okay.
You know who this reminds me of is Linda Hamilton in the Terminator series, which is kind of my favorite scary movie right now. No, you don't really think of it as it's not a horror movie, but it's scary for a lot of reasons.
Well, I totally think it is. It's an action-packed film, obviously, but that movie, when it first came out, and that Terminator, and she couldn't kill that Terminator, and I was like, my gosh, is she ever going to kill that Terminator? And that was scary as you know what.
Yeah.
And one of my core memories is that thing being chopped up and on cable, and it's way more of an action movie then because they leave most of the scary stuff out. But my sister coming through and being like, Linda Hamilton is a scary chick, a scary bee, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that thing just kept coming, even when it was just the arm, the claw thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I love all that. Yeah, it's kind of like it's got something in common with the dolls too, because it's not. It looks like a person. It's not.
Dolls are just spooky. Dolls creep me out. I don't like dolls at all. They have eyeballs. They feel like they're looking at you all the time.
Right.
Those. They're so creepy.
I'll be right back.
Oh, no!
That's
too much. Oh, no.
This show just took a turn for the frightening.
Oh, no.
But, that brings us to something else. One of the things that Tennessee Macabre has been doing in the past year.
4 minutes.
4 minutes. Has been to show some stuff outside of the horror genre.
Oh, okay.
We've shown some fantasy. We've shown some sword and sandal. We've shown some martial arts. Trying to make our motto groovy movies for groovy people.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
So
that.
there's a lot out there that is horror adjacent
Mm-hmm.
that
I
is
agree.
not in the domain of classic horror.
Yeah, absolutely.
He will be
Uh-oh, here he comes. Oh my
Here he
gosh, what is
comes.
it? I'm afraid. What's it gonna be? Oh no, it's huge.
Oh,
Annabelle.
Jason, say something
Oh,
so you. Oh yeah, there it is.
ew. It's like a creepy devil baby. Oh my gosh, that's
Yes.
awful. With wings. It's like half devil, half bat, demon baby. Ah! And you have
That
that in
is.
your house?
Just above as soon as you come in my door.
Yep.
Is that to ward off the weirdos or
That you actually
No.
made
like
that
a
for a
gargoyle at
competition
the
at
door?
CreepyCon, didn't you?
Huh?
Do what?
That was actually for a competition at CreepyCon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You made it?
I made her from. I went to Goodwill and I had a $20 challenge. You could spend $20 to make a doll, and if you already had craft supplies, you could use them. But you could only spend $20 maximum on everything to make her.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
making her by herself,
Uh,
I took and while I was at Goodwill, took and found a doll they had there with a green sticker on it, or today was green sticker day. So everything with green stickers was half off. She was 93 cents. I got her for 57 cents.
oh my gosh, that's
Wow.
hilarious. We got 2 minutes,
And
guys.
a lot of creative, a lot of other stuff later. And now she's working for Tennessee Macabre.
Yes, she
Well, that's
is.
where she belongs, that's for sure. Great
Yeah,
extra.
name.
Folks, just before we go,
We got
check
1
out
minute.
your YouTube channel at Tennessee Macabre 8865. And we will be at ShutterCon in Chattanooga
Yeah,
on May 10th and 11th. So come
Ooh,
see
they've
us.
got a lot of
WonderCon.
competitions and things coming up. So people come get creepy with us.
Yep.
Well, just show up with that thing and they'd definitely be getting creepy.
Oh, I'll be getting dressed as well.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh. Well, you guys are so amazing. Thank you. I appreciate you. Duke, you're a sweetheart. You know I love you.
Thank you for
Nice
having
to
us.
meet
I
you
love you
guys.
too,
Thanks for
Michelle.
taking your time out to do this. And I don't
Thank
know what
you.
the heck was going on with my computer, so I'm sorry we were late. So
The world's round. We got there.
thanks, guys. Love you.
Thank you. Love you too.
Can't wait
Thank
to
you.
see your spookiness coming up.
Keep it creepy.
Oh, that's right. Bye.
Bye.